Do you think it's okay to go out with one of your friend's exes? No, I don't. Even if your friend says it's okay, I don't think it's okay because if the relationship was serious, obviously. If it wasn't serious, then whatever. But if it was a serious relationship, like longer than 2 weeks, and there was love and possibly even sex, you should just avoid it. In my opinion, what Shiloh did was worse than what your ex-wife did, is what someone says. That's your opinion. I mean, Shiloh lies. I mean, she lied a lot. But, I mean, she lied to me. She led me to humiliating myself. But at the same time, she's always been there for me. She's always been consistent. She's never given up on me. And I've given up on her so many times. I look at her and I see someone who's beautiful but misunderstood and is a pathological liar. And it sucks, but I mean, I accept her for a lot of that stuff. And like I said, we're going to go to counseling to try to figure a lot of that out. Does your family fully support you? No. A lot of my family's not even vegetarian, so obviously they don't support me there. But I mean, like they'll make vegetarian meals when I go to eat with them, which is just a beautiful thing. Some people will call it monkey meat, which is weird, but whatever. What makes you think that Shiloh won't continue to lie and manipulate you? I think that she will continue to lie and manipulate me. I'm not gullible in that sense. However, I'm willing to accept being lied to if she's going to not only be loyal, which she has been in the past, but consistently love me and consistently be there for me, be the person that I need in my life. Some people would look at it as settling. Yet the thing is that Shiloh and I fell into such a deep state of love that whenever I try to be away from her, I can't survive. I just feel miserable. I get suicidal. I get extremely depressed. I once upon a time reached out to the wrong person to fill the void, and it wrecked my life in a lot of ways. How do you keep your head up through all this negative stuff going on in your life? Well, a lot of people would have given up and deleted their Facebook and deleted their stuff and just ran away by now. But that's just not an option for me because I know I'm right in all this. I know I'm standing up for what I believe is right. And the moment that I know I'm wrong, I say, guys, I'm wrong and I'm so sorry and I want to move on. Someone earlier said, in regards to the rape apologist video, they're like, well, you basically just described yourself as a rape apologist. And I'm like, no, I didn't describe myself as a rape apologist because I said people who show signs that they're not interested, like that they're against having sex with someone, that's somebody who's more likely to be a rape victim. Now, in my situation, I've repeatedly described it as something that was consistently consensual. Like, if somebody agrees, if somebody agrees to have sex with you, they talk about it, they flirt with you, they talk about how they're going to do all these sexual things to you when they see you, and then you bring them into a hotel where you discussed you guys would be having lots of sexual intercourse through email and through Skype and everything. You discussed everything prior, and then you go in there, and then you actually proceed to doing that, and they proceed with you. You know, they're not saying no, they're not resisting, they're not showing signs that they're not interested in sleeping with you. You guys sleep together. They do other sexual things to you after, and you guys are very happy. They say you're the best they ever had. There's nothing indicating any foul play, except for the fact that once you break up with them, all of a sudden all that consensual stuff turns into, well, maybe I was pressured. Well, that's a stretch, especially for somebody who just got broken up with. That's just how it happens. It's a way people try to maintain their sense of self-worth or something, to convince themselves, well, they were a dick anyway. That's why they broke up with me. It's not because I have faults. It's because they have faults. That's why they broke up with me. So I'm just going to go ahead and release this letter with all these really twisted, self-massaging ideas that aren't even really based on reality. And the fact that she texted me later on saying, you know, we all have our own versions of the truth, or you have your truth and I have my truth. It's like, no, there's no my truth and your truth. There's just the truth, you know? I didn't respond to her text because I didn't want to talk to her directly. I was so done with talking to her. But that's like my thoughts. She said that, you know, there's two versions of the truth. No, there's only one truth. There's only one truth. And the truth that I conveyed was the truth to the best of my knowledge. The best of my ability to convey the truth was that. And so that's what I did. I released that information after months of trying to protect her from her lies or whatever. What are you doing, doggy? Anyway, so for anybody who is accusing me of being a predator in any way, it's like I really wish you guys would save those accusations for people who actually are predators, for people who actually have people accusing them of rape, like that they've actually met or whatever, who actually have evidence of something occurring and didn't completely consent through everything. It's a very confusing situation to have something that was supposed to be a good experience, other than, the hygiene issues. It was supposed to be a good experience, and they end up later on saying that, I wasn't really that for it, even though, I had talked about it before, during, and after about how great it would be and how great it was, and then repeated the incidents over and over again, voluntarily and encouraging and all that stuff, and even suggested we have sex in public, mind you, which I was not for. It's such an open and closed case, but haters want to hate, and they don't want the truth. In fact, there's probably a lot of haters that aren't even watching this video, because if they watch this video, they would be forced to hear my full story, yet again, as I have told the same way in the past many times, okay? So as far as being a rape apologist, I do not consent to any of that shit. I don't agree with rape apologists. I think they encourage more crimes occurring just because they're helping the rapist get away with it. Anyway, so, it just doesn't make sense. I don't support it. I'm very against it. I have been against it for a very, very long time. I've always been against it, actually. I don't remember a single time where I've ever said, oh, it's okay, that people be violated in certain situations. It's never okay. Once upon a time, I want to tell you guys a story. When, on 9/11, there was this guy in my class who said, well, if I was on that plane, I would kill them, the terrorists they were talking about. And I'm like, okay. And then he goes, but if it was a girl, I'd rape her first. And I literally lost it on the guy. I started screaming in the middle of class about what a human pile of shit he was for saying he would rape someone. I don't care if you're a terrorist. I don't care if you're a patriot. It doesn't matter. You're a human being. And you don't rape people, okay? You don't rape anyone. Because the moment you rape them, you pretty much sign your soul away. You're no longer a human being to me. You're just a pile of garbage who thinks that they can do whatever they want to other human beings and nobody has feelings but themselves. That or you're a sociopath, in which case you don't have feelings either. If you're not talking to so-and-so anymore because you think she's corrupt, why are you back with Shiloh? Because Shiloh actually cares about me. The ex-wife that this person's referring to, they don't care about me at all. They really, really don't. They do not care about me. They're using me for stability, financial stability. They didn't... About my ex, she was... I don't want to go into depth about how poor our marriage was, but you can assume that we weren't very passionate. That was a very sad marriage. So to ask why I'm with Shiloh, Shiloh actually loves me. Shiloh is actually genuine. Shiloh didn't agree to be a volunteer in my videos and never anything more. She didn't sign contracts where she said that she would only get a certain amount and then try to steal the contract, break the contract, go back on everything she said about being a volunteer in my videos and only a volunteer. And the one time, or the 3 months I paid her, she gave up because she has a constantly depressing attitude where she's not motivated and she doesn't want to do a lot of things. I think I might have to put Puppy back because he keeps wanting to... You gonna pee on the desk again? Anyway, okay, so as you can see, the truth comes fluid with me. It's not like I sit in front of a camera for hours trying to think, oh, what is this diabolical scheme I'm going to come up with? I'm not a character. I'm a real person, as I've been saying all this time. Someone says, how do you feel about suicide? I feel suicide is a selfish act. When you kill yourself, you're saying you care more about your own suffering than the suffering of your family members, who, by the way, will suffer when you kill yourself. So, it's really, really sad and really, really self-centered. Should you be friends with Should you be friends with someone again who said really mean things to you in the past? Maybe. It depends on the mean things they said. Like, everybody makes mistakes. You guys got to realize that. Like, a lot of people don't seem to want to admit that they make mistakes. They see someone else make a mistake and they're like, oh, what a piece of garbage. It's like, no, sometimes people slip and they say bad things. Like, I have yelled at my fans before. that was a mistake. I was being mean to people who have been supportive to me. That's not good. Okay? So I made that mistake, and I apologize. I said, I'm sorry, guys. I was taking out my own issues on people, and that's wrong. So, yeah, I mean, give them, if they're asked for forgiveness, by all means, consider it if it wasn't too horrible what they did. This is so gross because I know for a fact he eats his own poop sometimes. Someone says, I thought you and your ex-wife were on good terms. We're not. I was convinced by my friends and family to stop talking to her because of how she betrayed me and stole the contract, lied to me. I mean, covering up their surveillance cameras, what was that? If she's doing something honest, why would she cover up the surveillance? That's stupid. Can you explain the house analogy to your relationships? It was a point where haters say you started the insults with one of your exes. And I always say one of my exes and not their names. Like, you guys use their names, and I think that sucks because, like, that's a huge reason why a lot of my stuff is pending approval as far as comments, because I don't want names said. I don't like names being said. It's just something that I don't want to do, and people just keep saying names. I don't want to say names. But what were they saying? Can you explain the house analogy to your relationship? It was a point where haters say you started as... I don't know what you're talking about. If someone can tweet me what they mean. Are you afraid to go to VidCon because of those threats? People are threatening to throw things at me, which is, illegal. You're not allowed to throw stuff at people. It's like assault. But people are threatening me, and I'm sure I'm going to get death threats and everything, but it's... I mean, if they want to make me a martyr, they can make me a martyr. And I can die for my bravery or get hurt for my bravery or whatever. But that's not going to stop me from seeing my fans. It's not. Because, I mean, what kind of person would I be to coward out because somebody says they're going to throw eggs and meat at me? They do that, and they're in legal trouble. So that's their choice. Do you regret uploading some videos to the Easy on Speaks channel? Yeah. Sometimes I remove videos that I shouldn't have uploaded. But it happens. So, and then people re-upload them, and they go, oh, this is the video Onision doesn't want you to see, and it's like, whatever. People see the truth. Okay. God forbid. The main reason I remove them from my channels is just so it's like me no longer approving of the message, Like, if it's not on my channel, it means I don't approve of the message anymore. Sometimes I leave stuff up that I don't approve of anymore because of the fact that I don't know it exists. Like, if I change my opinion over a matter of years, I can go back and look at that, yeah, but I still don't know it exists until I see it.